Let the people know.
Let the people know. Welcome everybody to the May live stream.
To White Legs
This is it.
Incorporated.
Just the three of us.
Starring
the three of us. You
this.
guys are doing good?
I've been working outside though.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What have you been doing?
Yard work.
Yard work.
Yeah.
Glory.
It's the worst.
Bless up.
What's up?
So we're done recording the podcast.
It's over. We're all dead.
It's over. I still have 2 hours to edit. But as far as being our characters is concerned, we're basically done. We have an epilogue, right?
But we're all dead.
Did you guys figure it out?
Yeah.
What you're gonna say in the epilogue?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna say some things. Get it off my chest.
Well, hey, for those of you who are in with us right now, if you do have any questions for the three of us, or general questions that we might be able to answer, just go ahead and type all caps word question at the beginning. That way,
Josh knows.
Apparently Reed told him the epilogue was done already. So, yeah.
Done in our minds.
He might have said like we've already begun working on it, maybe. But
who knows? You guys want to know what happens in the final episode?
He might have. Yeah.
You know.
You guys want to talk about what happened in the final episode?
Would that be fair?
No.
Would that be right?
I mean, we could give our own accounts of what happened.
Reed is sending a missile to the house.
Greg saved everyone.
Colonel came back.
Did he? Who knows? Who's to say?
So I got a couple questions for you guys.
James
Whoa.
back.
How's it feel now that we're done? Has it set in that we're finished? For volume 1.
Thursday supposed to be a recording day in the rotation? I don't know if it'll sink in for me until there's been like consecutive weeks where we're not getting
recording. Yeah, last Thursday was a recording date. So it's not going to set in until the 7th for you. The 7th of June.
Every now and then I get on my iPad and I pull out the app and I see my character. I'm like, never again.
Never again. How about you, Mike?
I don't care.
What are you gonna do? All right, what are you guys gonna do with your Thursday nights now?
Mike and I can game.
We've been gaming. Yeah.
Overwatch?
Destiny.
How are you getting back into Destiny?
It was weird. I don't know why.
What did they do to get you interested in it again?
PC. We're playing on the PC. We enjoy
the PC.
The PC. We're really good on the PC. We don't suck like on console. We're enjoying a lot.
Yeah.
So if anybody plays on the PC, you will do tryouts.
Speaking of PC, I've been playing on the Minecraft server.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
A lot. Found my house?
Yeah, it's square-like. Is what I expected.
I have a very modern aesthetic. I like to call them a modern aesthetic.
I told which those of you who don't know, there is did you set it up? Is it your server?
No.
No, okay. I don't know why I got the idea that
I think it's Ellen's server.
Your server, yeah. So there's a couple fans that made a sneak attack server and Dan and I hopped on. But whenever I've played Minecraft with Danny, the first thing he does is build a big square house. Like,
oh, this is my second or third house. The first house I built was like a tree house.
That's yours?
And I burned it down.
Okay, the one that was like massive in the sky, like this giant square in the sky with a tree canopy of like leaves over top of it. Yeah.
That was mine. Yep.
Still giant square.
Yeah.
And apparently there was some trouble with chickens. I think you crashed the server.
There was a chicken war.
You just dumped. Do you still have creative mode enabled on there?
I don't know.
You know?
I don't know.
that Mike doesn't like Minecraft. It doesn't make sense to him.
I'm not into it.
No,
There's no loot.
I like loot. I like shooting.
If there was loot in Minecraft, you'd be all about it.
Probably.
Okay.
I got my warlock to 13, 14. I couldn't go to is it Nessus where you have to go get Cade?
Yeah.
I couldn't go to that planet because I was too low level. So I was like, I'll just grind out some public events.
You're 13 then?
Yeah.
I don't know. Power level.
Okay. First question. Looking back on the entire story, what one thing do you each wish your characters would have done differently?
Oh. The whole story, huh?
Go ahead, Dan. Characters, you got 2 of them, bro.
I know.
You guys both have 2 characters. I'm at a disadvantage.
So I think it took me a long time to figure out how I wanted to play Akio. And I'm a little bummed that I didn't get to use like his necromancy stuff before he died.
Mm-hmm.
So if I could have figured out a way to incorporate that a little bit more, when Reed and I like talked about how Akio was gonna have the ability to bring people back to life, but he only could do it a set amount of times because each time he did it, he had to like basically leave a piece of his soul behind in whoever he rezzed. I thought that would be really interesting to play out over time.
Yeah.
But I didn't get that chance because he died. So if I could go back and maybe get to do that a little bit, I think that would be fun. With the Colonel, I had no idea what I was doing as a barb. Because I could soak damage like crazy.
You had a lot of health. Yeah.
But I had like no attacks. My attacks were so weak. But he had tons and tons and tons of health.
You were just a giant tank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that wasn't super fun for me.
Mhm.
Like, I wanted to feel like I was contributing to the fight, not
Yeah.
just soaking
Yeah.
damage.
It's there is like a level of, I think it's like early on in a lot of fighting classes,
Yeah.
where it doesn't really feel like you get to do much.
Yeah.
Even at higher levels,
Mhm.
you're basically still just doing one attack.
Yep.
And everything that you have features that into that one attack. And so it's not something, if you're not doing something really, really significant, or if you screw up, it kind of feels like you're just completely done. A lot of buff characters get like to do like little side things on top of their primary thing, like Kelsey's inspiration and stuff. She
Yeah.
can do that and then act. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And so but yeah, barbarians are one of the most basic classes when it comes to combat.
I feel like I play characters too that usually like are running away from something in their past. So they're overcompensating in the present for something they did in the past. And in the Colonel's timeline, it ended up working out, going to the plane and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
to bring his backstory in and
Yeah.
tie it in the way it was.
Yep.
So
Yeah, that worked out well.
Yeah.
I forgot that we did a backstory episode for the Colonel. Didn't we? Where he went into a bar and like told us like a stranger his whole story.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
totally forgot about that. How about you, Mike? Looking back, is there anything you would have done differently?
Done differently.
Would you have not eaten the wish spell?
No.
Or not killed Brinlin Bear?
No. I don't regret that. I don't think I regret anything or wish I would have done anything differently. I just think I think as we've done like 3 years, it's just like I feel like I'm more comfortable in the group and more like I wouldn't say like mature, but like more experienced. So I think would have taken advantage of more opportunities, or seen more instead of kind of being more passive. But that just takes time, and I think like for volume 2, I think we'll be able to continue where we left off at the finale.
Like that level of
That
just
level.
all of us being engaged.
Engaged,
yeah.
like people just kind of riffing, and I feel like we all just are like super comfortable at the table now.
Yeah.
Like we don't need to be like
Not
You know.
figuring out how to play.
not figuring it out. And I definitely agree with you, Dan. Like I definitely was figuring out my character for like 2 years.
Mhm.
I think Milo was one that I had a fresh start on. So I feel good about what he was doing. I felt pretty like
It's a very like full character.
yeah, and it wasn't just kind of what you said too, Dan. Like it wasn't. He didn't really have like a. I don't know. He kind of came into the group as a not needing to bring a lot in, I guess, or
Yeah.
like was comfortable.
Yeah.
In
I
the
feel
group.
like Milo was like almost needed. In the
Yeah.
group. Like that. The presence he brought,
Sure.
the carefree kind of nature, and then it kind of brought out this side in Brenna that we hadn't really seen yet in the show. That kind of
Yeah.
maternal
Yeah.
kind of like presence.
But I think that's like cool because it's like people just riffing off of that, you know, just taking some of those cues and
The characters playing off of characters.
yeah, and I think like Sherwood for me was just pretty much me playing me. So it's kind of tough, you know, because if
Just
you're
goofing.
well, just goofing hashtag just goofing around. But like Josh, if you just played Josh, like it'd be hard to be like role play with that, you know. But it's like
I was close. You know what I mean? Greg's close to Josh.
yeah,
we're not the same.
Not the
like,
same, but I mean like
yeah.
if we all came in just playing like just how we normally talk, I think it's just like there's not any opportunity. So
yeah,
I think for me it's just like I feel really cool and happy about the group now, and I'm excited for Volume 2. And
I'm too.
not like a pressure to like keep that, but I think it's like just like I don't know, cool that we can do some new characters and kind of riff off of that stuff. So.
Right on. Someone wants you to show them your ink, Mike. What are your tattoos?
All of them. I have a lot of different ones.
Do they all have like a significance?
Yeah, there's some different ones. So this is John 15 with the vine, and then it goes up and this is Salvador Dali's take on the crucifixion. So it's like looking down, and then I have a verse on my arm. So it kind of all melds together.
That's cool. Would I have done anything differently?
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a part of me that kind of thinks, you know, like I think like you said, I'm really happy where things landed, where we all are.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I would have been less of a rules lawyer looking back. It's hard when you know the rules intrinsically
of the game.
Like yeah, you know them like so well. Like it's really hard for me not to go like, oh, but so and so can do this, or actually the rules say that I should be doing that. I was talking with a buddy. I don't know if I don't know if you know Fred Smith, but he and I've been playing some D&D games with him and a couple other guys just for fun, like little one shots. And
you've been seeing other people.
I've been seeing another group. Yeah. But it's not. It's just the thing on the side. It's not like a serious.
It always starts that way, Josh. It always starts that way.
Grass is always greener, huh, Josh?
But he's one of the people we've kind of showed D&D to, and he went off and kind of created a group of his own that he kind of started playing D&D. And he was remarking about how like nice it was playing with totally green D&D players, because whenever they never really questioned the rules. There was never a moment where they were like, can you do that? Can we do that? Let's look it up. You know what I mean? That wasn't even just an element, because they were all just really happy to just be there and playing the game and just goofing around.
Yeah.
And I remember it being kind of like that with our first game. You know what I mean?
Sure.
There wasn't a lot of like, hey, let's figure out the rules on this. We just make a decision and we go. We wouldn't think twice about it.
Yeah.
And I think part of it, the reason we didn't have that in our game is because we have a listener base that knows the rules, and we want to make sure that we're training them as close to how they're written as possible. But it probably, I think I would have lessened up on like being like, Reed, you can't do that, or you know what I mean? Like, I think I would have done that less if I could go back, just because I don't know that it really contributed to the game much. You know what I mean? Me getting my little rules bits in.
Yeah.
So
that's understandable.
I think there's a level of trust that needs to exist between the dungeon master and the players, and I just need to do a better job of just trusting Reed.
I'm curious for you. There was a moment in the show. There's like a series of episodes where I felt like you were looking for a moment to sacrifice Greg for the group, for the sake of the group. Not like you were sick of playing him, but like things were leading up to this point that was like Greg's gonna give his life for the group.
Mm-hmm. And I didn't want him to die. I wanted him to exit. I wanted Greg to leave the story, because I really liked the idea of him showing up later. of
Okay.
him like.
So you always wanted him to come back.
Yeah. I really like the idea of just like, like out of the fog, a figure emerges and you hear him say, "The name's Gray." You know what I mean? I just wanted to. I really liked that picture, and I created a really cool side character, like another character that I had made that I really wanted to play.
You gotta be like me and just dance on the dark side, baby.
But I didn't want to force. I didn't want to force Greg to die, so I kept trying to tell Reed to kill him off or like do something with him, and
kill me this game.
or come up with a reason for him to leave the party. But yeah, my character's name was Justin, and he was gonna be a paladin, but a paladin for Balasar, and he was gonna constantly be talking about like how he serves the light, how he's like a good guy, and he was a good.
How would he fit in
he was
the
a
group
good character
as a paladin?
So
Balasar?
my goal was that no one would know he was a paladin for Balasar till like near the end, like that it would kind of stay this vague thing.
How would he hide himself in the group?
He wouldn't hide it. He the way he would talk about it would make it seem like he was serving goddess, unless you guys like, plucked at it too hard. But his whole backstory was that there were fanatics that believed Sylvana was a true god, was the true ruler of the world that invaded his village and killed his like family and so he turned to Balasar for hope and guidance and security and kind of I wanted to create an alternate narrative that pressed against what we understood was the correct narrative, but and I think Reed was super down for it, but he just wasn't. We weren't going to kill Grayek just for the sake of killing Grayek.
Sure.
Yep. So it was fun to create that character, and I would have liked to have seen the tension of what his worldview would have brought to the group.
That would have been really interesting.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of. Did you ever read all of the Chronicles of Narnia?
No.
So in the last book, the last battle, there's a big fight. And throughout the series, the Narnians are fighting this group that invades. I think they're called the Telmarines.
Okay.
And in the last book, everybody comes together in this moment, and there's like a Telmarine soldier, and Aslan tells him like basically that he's going to let this person into paradise because he was serving the Telmarine god, but serving him in a way that like he was committed to thinking what he was doing was the right thing.
Yeah, I'm such a fan of characters that seem like they're serving bad guys.
Yeah,
but are doing it from a place of really believing they're in the right.
Yeah.
Okay, we got some. I don't know how I feel about that. They're saying, first of all, spoiler alert, Stan, you just gave up a huge book plot.
I mean, if you haven't read Chronicles of Narnia by
now, been out for a little bit.
Come on.
But then Cass said she would have pegged me as someone who had read every Narnia book. So I get that.
I can see it.
So looking back on the entire story, what's one thing do you each wish character would have done? Oh, we already answered that one. Next question. Is there anything from the one-shot that you didn't have time to explore but wanted to share? Y'all talked a bit about it in the Patreon. Oh, me and Reed talked about his character in the bonus podcast for the $35 tier.
The last one.
Wait, yeah, the last one, the Power Rangers one shot, the one we did for Tome of Foes.
There's always things in one shots that I wish we could in a one shot adventure. I wish it wasn't just like one recording session.
Yeah,
I wish it was like 4 or 5.
Yeah,
because I feel like I just start to scratch the surface of my character by the time it's over.
Well, and I learned a lot from that experience. Probably the biggest thing that I'm taking away, and it's funny because it's something Reed said he took away from the first one shot we did, or for Wizards last year, was I think a one shot is more fun when there's less story, and it's more just a single instance that the characters are engaging with, and so you get to just see the characters more because you're not trying to tell so much of a story.
Sure.
Like I did one of the games I did with Fred. He basically all it was is we were an established adventure party. We've been sent on a mission to explore this this villa or whatever that some reports are coming in about. So we show up, and there's a whole adventure, but it's just one thing we're trying to solve inside the villa. We're not really going anywhere. There's no big like story elements. We met one NPC inside the house, who ended up being the primary villain that we had to fight at the end. But like, it was a 2.5 hour game. But
wow.
But I felt like we got to really like be our characters. They got to like flesh themselves out a ton. We ended up finding like a jewel in the house that the dude who let us into the house, he locked us into this room and activated the jewel, and the jewel swapped all of our alignments. Like it reversed them. So I was lawful good and I became chaotic evil. And and then we all had to act on that new alignment. And we needed the jewel, so we all started fighting over the jewel. It was like it was so interesting getting to see us think about like, okay, what are our characters with flipped alignments? And then
on the spot.
Like, it was it was a great one shot. But I remember looking back at that and thinking like, I wish I would have done something more like that for you guys, and less like this big arcing narrative, like save the universe and just like.
Well, you were trying to like fit as much of like the lore from that book and stuff as you could.
I was.
Which I thought you did a good job.
And like I'm not angry with it, but if I could go back, I would have. But for the sake of this question, is there anything about your guys' characters that we didn't really get to see that you thought would have been something you would have enjoyed getting to do or express?
No, I mean, I just echo off of what you guys are talking about. I think it's just really tough.
Your character was pretty unique for you. He was very like,
I was like a new side of you.
Very
yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's just like, what's that ramp up time? So, and it's hard to like have all those characters play like an equal part and get to know each of them and not feel like you're taking over the story. But I don't know. I don't really like one shots. I don't know. I just feels it's like a lot of work for like a day, like 20, 2 hours of recording. I'm just like, because you're like, you spend so much time trying to make a character, and then it's like,
it's definitely not as chill as a regular weekly game.
I don't know.
And even though you're playing like, in our case, we're playing with the same people. It's like totally different chemistry because it's different characters.
So we're changing, yeah. I think the biggest thing for me is I feel like each of us play a kind of a character archetype really, really well. You know what I mean? We all kind of have a pocket that we really enjoy kind of fitting ourselves into.
Yeah.
And those one shots, we explore different types of characters.
Yeah.
And it ends up changing the dynamic a little bit. So.
Yeah, that's true. You can play characters that you never want to play like for 3 years.
For an extended period of time, yeah.
Like I could do this for a game.
I played a wizard the other day, and he was like very snooty and noble, and and I at the end of the game I was like, I hated that. I was so cautious. I didn't run into anything. I didn't activate any traps. Like I constantly want to play the bull in a china shop, and so like I was like, yeah, I have to stick to just meaty characters that just run into situations or just like more aggressive. Next question. In a Marvel AU, I don't know what that is. Which sneak attack character do you think would play which hero? You know what I'm talking about? What are you talking about?
Which
AU?
Just
universe?
The Marvel universe.
Okay.
So like, would Brenna be Black Widow?
No.
Or the Red Witch?
Marvel, huh?
I don't know, man. I think Greg would probably be the Hulk or Thor.
Oh, Thor.
Yeah.
For sure, Thor.
Thor.
Q would be Loki.
Yep. I think Sherwood would be Loki as well.
Milo can be Spider-Man or something.
I think Sherwood would be Rocket the Raccoon.
Ooh. Could be.
I'm gonna take that guy's eye. Let's see here. I think Brenna would be Captain America.
Yeah.
I think that's
I
who
can
she
see
would
that.
be.
I don't know.
Or T'Challa. Like, because the main thing that separates him from every other superhero is he doesn't like make little snippy jokes all the time. Dude is like real like serious. Alternate universe.
I don't know who the Colonel would be.
Colonel would be trying to think here.
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange, yes. The Colonel would be Doctor Strange.
Just because he has an accent.
And a mustache.
And a mustache. So,
So I feel like we kind of mentioned this already, but what's been your guys' favorite special episode? Like holiday episodes or one shots?
Halloween episode.
That was pretty rad.
That was so great.
That also just set a tone for us that I don't think we were
did.
expecting.
It
Yeah.
really did. And it was so much fun.
I really liked the holiday one though. The snow one.
The holiday one was
That was super funny.
really great. But Halloween,
The gingerbread man.
sleepaway camp, and just the way it was, like the fact that we split up as a group, which is like a trope for Halloween scary movies, and just everything Reed had planned. That was so much fun.
Somebody said the Colonel would be Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy. Drax the Destroyer. Nothing goes over my head. Too fast. I will catch it.
I've mastered the art of staying so still. I'm invisible.
Do you know that? Okay, the moment in Avengers where he says, "Where's Gamora? Who's Gamora? I'll do you one better."
Yeah,
what is Gamora? That was improv.
Really?
Yeah, that was just him on the spot.
Oh. I saw that again last night, and it was still just as funny.
Okay, would you ever, or have you ever played in an evil campaign where all your characters are villains?
I feel like
Danny would thrive.
one of my characters was that way in a previous game, but I feel like I would thrive.
Combo wildcard shenanigans. Yeah.
What kept Akio from going like full evil when he became
You did murder a guy.
I was so prepared to go way further down that rabbit hole.
Total dark.
But what kept me from doing that was like, if I go off the deep end, which I wanted to do, I was like, the group will kill me.
I mean, we almost did. You did get flung off of a
It's
eagle.
true.
Did you guys have any other names you were considering when creating your characters? I never did. Greg was always his name.
I don't think so. None that like stick out to me. Good question.
I remember making a Kyo, and I was like, I want him to be obsessed with noodles. So I looked up what's noodle in Japanese, and it's Nodoru. And then I was like, what would you pair with noodle? Like first name noodle, what would it be? And then I was like, Hero, because we're gonna be a group of heroes.
Hero Noodle. That's your name in Japanese.
Yeah.
Hero Noodle.
Yep.
Did Sherwood just come to you?
Yeah.
Did you wake up in a cold sweat one night and just
Sherwood.
Like a very druid name. I don't know. Yeah, I think so.
Cool. How many times across previous campaigns has Mike's character killed Dan's character?
I killed your character
in
our other one.
Yep, I killed his first character though.
Yep.
So we each killed one of his characters in our first game.
So hopefully we can kill his character again in Volume 2.
I'm so excited for my Volume 2 character.
Are you?
I am.
Why?
I'm just so...
Are
we gonna have to murder it?
I've had a voice for this character and a
no.
personality for
Really?
this character for
Give us a taste of the
at
voice.
least
What's
last
the
Say
year.
one
voice,
word in the voice.
He
Say
won't.
one word in the voice.
Is he Asian?
Nope.
Oh.
See, is the voice predicated on some ethnicity?
No, I would say he's more... region specific.
If it's a Boston accent, I'm gonna go nuts.
That would be pretty great.
You're from a planet where everyone talks the Boston accent. Which did you?
I don't know.
Oh.
Is it just for us?
It's not. It's not.
And no one's doing it. It's just us.
Right.
Yeah. I'm just
Right.
wondering if I can say that Reed gave us the freedom to do that.
Oh, I think
Sure.
so. I don't think that's.
Reed sent us all of us, the group, the podcast group, Google form to create planets for the universe, so we can all create planets. And you know the first one that Kelsey submitted?
Friends.
Yeah. Okay, what are each of our most vivid memories from the whole podcast, funny or otherwise? Vivid memories.
Vivid, huh?
What stands out to you vividly?
So vivid.
I mean, the end is very vivid right now.
Yeah, the end is.
I think Detective Sherwood was pretty great.
Gosh, that was really great.
Moment.
Yeah.
Gotta think. Vivid moments. Definitely Knocked Two Times. That was I remember just being so pumped. Do you guys care more about combat or character moments, or like role play?
I think in the beginning I cared about combat, but the longer we did this, the more I thought about what the end game for my character was going to be.
I would say the ending, just to hype it even more.
Yeah.
It's really good.
It is really good.
It's the best.
I'm blown away by it. I was sitting down with my folks talking about the end part 2.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, it's nuts. The level. This is what I'm so appreciate about Reed. Since I let go of a thing he gave us, maybe I'll say something nice about him. So if he's listening, he goes back for it. But he did such a good job tying in things. You know what I mean? That if you go back and start listening to earlier episodes, it feels like this was so intentional. You know what I mean? Like all these different little elements that happened were so planned. I know some of it was the dude planned a lot ahead of time, but I think he also just did a really good job of tying things together.
Yeah.
And creating recurring themes, and yeah, I felt so satisfied after we recorded our last game. There wasn't anything that I was thinking in my head oh, I wish this would have happened.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yep.
I'm sure there'll probably be some people that think that because there's just so much in our story that there's some things that don't happen. But yeah, he's done such a good job of. It's interesting too, because I talked to Reed a little bit about it and how this is the closest he's ever come to writing for TV, but there is a level of listener input. You know what I mean? At this point, our fans kind of contribute to some of the direction that things go. They, you know what I mean? If I think there is for sure an element of the final episode that would not have occurred if not for the heavy desire from the fans to see it. I'm not going to say what it is, but I remember that happening and going okay, this is a nothing thing that became a thing because people fell in love with it so much as they're just listening to the show.
Yeah.
So it's kind of neat. But yeah, Reed's done a great job. You guys, anytime you think of it, just shoot him a tweet or hit him up and just tell him he did a great job. Story. I mean, we all contributed to it, but he did a good job at the wheel. I appreciate it even more after having DM'd one game.
Mm-hmm.
What was your guys' favorite villain from Volume 1? Do you have a favorite? Easy one to me is Daphneros, just because
I loved
he
Death
fleshed him
Meadows.
out so well.
I didn't, even though he was a villain, I didn't see him as a villain.
Right. I'm trying to think. Did we ever fight a villain that we really felt like had a justified reason for their villainy?
What's hard? One guy that pops out in my mind as a villain, but he ended up not being, is Arlen.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, I have in my mind, even after playing the whole thing, I have a lot of, like, disdain for Arlen. So I'm like, why'd you have to be good?
I wanted to kill you. You know, it's probably your fault. Like, you're probably partially to blame that he didn't become a villain.
Yeah. How?
Because if you and Kels would have let Tegan kill himself, I think Arlen would have become the Tegan character.
Oh.
I don't think we would have had the Tegan character if Arlen was if you know what I mean. Like, I don't. We can't say it at this point. It's so far gone.
Yeah.
We can't say because that happened.
Yeah.
That happened in like the 30s.
Yep.
The show, but yeah. Excuse me. Okay, who's your favorite player character besides yourself?
Player character?
Yeah.
All player characters?
Yeah, all player characters from all campaigns. One shots.
From all
One shots in regular game. My favorite player character, I think, has always been pre-murder Sherwood.
Oh, God.
I freaking loved
before
Sherwood.
he had blood on his hands.
Before he had blood on his hands and went down that dark path, Sherwood is my favorite freaking character. I loved him. I loved you.
Thank you.
Yeah. And you broke my heart. I had to become serious.
I would say my favorite off the top of my head. For some reason I want to say the Colonel. I don't know why.
Dude, I loved the Colonel.
I think just because of I like the accent, I like the story. I think it'd just be like a character that I think I would play. You know?
Yeah.
And that's why I like it.
The voice.
Yeah, the voice is really
It's
good.
so good.
Yeah. I just like the character. So I think
I really missed playing him after he was gone and Kyo came back.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah, I got a Kyo back. This is gonna be great. It's gonna like
then you just shrug. Then you just shrug your way through the rest of the show.
Well,
yeah, my boy.
I missed playing because the Kyo I play very much like the Kyo's Danny.
Yeah.
So it felt a lot less like I was playing a character than it was just like, well, this is what I would do in this situation.
Yeah.
Whereas with the Colonel, I had to like always force myself to like think a different way.
Think through his lens.
Yeah.
Do you feel like Milo was kind of that for you as well?
Kind of what?
Where like you constantly had to think, what would Milo do in the situation, not what do I want to do necessarily.
Yeah, I think there's moments when I'm like, I really just want to say something very sarcastic and be Sherwood, aka Mike. But it was So that was like a character I really had to RP because I'm not as like happy as Milo is and a kid. So that was fun.
Yeah. Cool.
But frustrating.
Yeah. I do think Brenna's my favorite character. Mostly because I really like seeing the... Oh, wait, no, I already said Sherwood is my favorite, didn't I? I love our team, guys.
I was going to say
I love
Brenna,
everybody.
because she's the most stable character.
She is, but
like,
she also...
we could always depend on her.
She also experienced a lot of change.
But she was like our moral compass.
Yes.
We could always depend, like... I mean, Kelsey always wrote everything down. So we always, like, she was going to be the most knowledgeable of anything that's happened.
Yeah.
but she'd always make the right decision for the group. And whenever we would like go outside, like go off the rails with our
She did a great
characters,
job bringing us back.
We would get nowhere without Brenna.
Yeah.
We would be
Lost.
I don't
in a
know.
ditch.
We would have been dead somewhere in the ditch.
Yeah. I really enjoyed seeing how her character transformed throughout the show. And kept that kind of who she is, but
and as like, I don't know, I think going to con in New York
yeah.
and hearing listeners talk to Kelsey about the impact that Reno had on like them getting involved in D&D, especially like other girls.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was so eye-opening and cool to me.
I can't remember what it was, but there was a guy listening to Sneak Attack, and his daughter heard Kelsey, and she said, "Wait, girls can play D&D."
Yeah,
it was just such a great moment. I enjoyed our dynamic as a group all together. How would you spin summon greater demon as not evil? Someone summon a greater demon? Did I copy the entirety of that question? How would you spin summon greater demon as not evil?
Sounds like related to the one-off.
Oh, your character?
Maybe.
I don't know.
That's one thing in the one-off that I wish I would have been able. We didn't have the time, but I wish I could have gone down and explained more of the backstory to my character.
Yeah. You were just on like a dead set path to dying or something.
Yeah. So my character, like, he was a monk, but he had made a deal with was it a demon? I think
it was a devil, an archdevil.
So he'd made a deal with an archdevil to protect his family.
Yeah.
So from that point on, his soul was
hers.
Yeah.
Zariel. She's the archdevil of.
Yeah. So for my character, in his mind, like his mortal life had served its purpose in protecting his family. So now he was just like obsessed with figuring out who do I need to know to be ready for that next life.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter if he died because he was just going to get there faster.
Yep. And summoning the greater devil was to get answers.
Yeah.
That your intro was you trying to figure out what you need to do or what can you do to deal with what the decision that you've made. Josh, did you already know which player would get which gem before you recorded the one shot? Nope. The only one that I gave any clue to was Kelsey. I said you should grab the wind one. Just because the art that Adam made the wind one of females. But I didn't plan any of the others. You guys went to them, the different statues of your own volition. Hunger Games. All PCs enter. Which one leaves?
Hunger Games?
Yeah, Hunger Games. All PCs enter. One leaves.
Every character?
Every character.
Gosh, I think it's probably Milo. Maybe Sherwood.
Well,
I think it comes down to those two.
Milo wouldn't have any allies, so he wouldn't be able to do his. He wouldn't have
any allies, but
his sneak attack as easily.
He's super sneaky. I feel like Milo would stay hidden, and you'd see this little kid and be like, "He's not a threat." And
what's Milo's AC? What's his armor class? 15.
Maybe. I don't know. I think I'd say Sherwood probably because he has the
he can transform into other
animals plus the 3 illusions.
Yeah. And
Gray could like one shot probably any of us
if I can get my hands on it. Yeah, but
Milo could too.
Yep.
And then.
But Milo probably doesn't have as much of a health.
Keel's gonna die going to cornucopia.
Yeah.
Keel's dead.
He was just gonna die. We'll just go ahead and.
Brenna could do.
He's gonna be like Peter, and he's gonna paint himself and just hide laying on the ground.
Brenna could do the cloak thing.
Yeah.
And stun us all.
But right now in D&D 5th edition, druids are like super OP, especially higher level druids, because basically you could transform into another creature
Yeah.
and just soak damage.
Yeah.
Come back to yourself, transform to another creature, soak more damage, all the while whittling away at.
Does
whoever's
Milo have
attacking
the
you.
amulet?
Ooh, if Milo has the amulet, Milo for sure. But
And if you have
That
like
would be an
if we-
interesting game.
OP weapons.
dude, PC on PC battles is a blast.
That would be a
It's
really
super fun,
interesting game.
and it goes really quickly because, like, PC health is not made to take PC damage.
Yeah.
So
right.
like, yeah, it's
We should record us fighting.
just like a one all-out brawl, just all of us.
We get
I always thought it'd be
all of
fun
our
to like
characters.
make
There
an
can
arena,
only be
like come
one
up with an
hero of
arena,
High
and then
Yeah, we'll do like
Yeah.
a bracket system.
I like it. I like all of the characters.
Yeah.
So some of us will get multiple turns. I'll have Moog and Grayek.
Are they all in one place, or we just do 1v1 and it's like a bracket system?
Oh, I think bracket system. I like that. I like that a lot.
Ooh, then I can
Like a
get-
Dragon Ball Z tournament.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like the idea of like having to form alliances with
Oh,
someone only to
gosh,
know that
Jack.
you're gonna.
No one wants to
kill
role
them
play.
later
We just want to fight.
I want it the tournament. I love the tourney idea. Yeah. I like that a lot.
And the other one-shot character.
Yes, and the other one-shot characters. DJ Switch. I want to see DJ Switch versus Brenna Bear. Bard on Bard.
3 hours later.
And then Terrence. And so you have the 3-Bard battle.
Good thoughts, maybe.
Something to do during the hiatus, maybe.
Good, do it.
Um,
That'd be fun.
what's your favorite amulet effect / spell?
The movie ones.
The movie ones.
Yeah. Any of the wacky ones are really funny.
Dude, I made my comment about losing faith in Sherwood after he went dark, and the whole chat just started defending the crap out of him. I'm like, you didn't know he had to do that. He didn't have a choice. That was all Dad Maris.
Come on, dog. Get it right.
And then all the up arrows
Yeah.
saying like, yes, that.
Please.
Oh my God. Did you guys see Solo yet? No.
I was
You?
going to see it on Friday, solo.
Yeah.
And
You were gonna see it by yourself?
Yeah, by myself.
You can go solo to solo.
But then I just didn't even want to go.
Yeah.
I'm just not interested.
I give
in
it a one
going.
of these.
You went?
I give it a one of these.
You went?
I went.
Okay. In
Come.
one of those, eh?
Yeah.
I'm kind of sick of Star Wars.
Worst
right
of the new,
Yes.
Oh.
But it's like,
easily.
here's the deal. It had some of the worst of the new and some of the best of the new.
Ooh.
That's what it was so hard for me. It's like there's parts of it I adored, and parts of it that I just was like, well. And come to find out,
Wah.
they reshot 70% of it. Like that, it's the most expensive Star Wars movie to date, and
Better
it
give us
definitely
that other-
should not
that-
be.
the original 70%. They better give us that.
Hashtag Sherwood Mossbeard did nothing wrong.
That's true.
Oh man. Someone's Alyssa's wondering what we think the Dino 210 cast was wearing over their outfits. We never apparently explained that.
I don't know. Wasn't it more like? Wasn't it like literally like Dinotopia?
Yeah, it was like Dinotopia.
I always imagined Dinotopia.
I always pictured DJ Switch as kind of steampunkish.
Yeah,
With his gear.
Yeah, because I think we did. That was kind of like he had like cassettes, I thought, or something like that, or old records.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't have like a Lucio kind of thing from Overwatch.
Yeah. Moog was just wore a cloak for most of the time.
Yeah.
But
He
when
was
he
naked.
wasn't, he was wearing just bare bones, something to cover his junk. That's about it. And his Harkendur, his big double axe. I don't know. I pictured Carlos as like just a regular warrior,
Just a regular
He's
guy.
like Crocodile Dundee. That's how I'm picturing it.
Crocodile Dundee, but like really giant
Yeah.
and a little cocky.
Yep.
Very cocky. And Kels was the cat lady.
So
You call him Carlos. Carlton.
Oh, Is that the second time I've done that?
Oh, Carlos.
Good old Carlos.
I just love that no one realized.
It's close.
He's a real memorable character. Mike, how'd you like the 10-something ripped Sherwoods out of nowhere on Twitter? Huh? Do you understand that question?
10-something.
How do you like the 10-something ripped Sherwoods out of nowhere on Twitter? Do you understand that question?
No.
What do you
mean?
Please explain.
Explain and then we'll answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Josh, were there any episodes you had a fun time editing? Any that were a pain?
Everyone is a pain. He gives up a soul every time he edits. He has nothing wrong.
I feel like the special episodes are both the most fun to edit and the most pain. So it's kind of both my answers are those. Because like DJ Switch was a friggin' blast. I was taking your voice and auto-tuning it and then putting that dubstep music underneath it was really, really fun.
Fun at the time,
but super complicated.
Yeah.
I had to solo your audio, export it, put it into GarageBand, change it to auto-tune, put it back in, put some music with it. And the funny thing is, I actually when I put it in GarageBand, I would change your voice to be the same key as the track that I put underneath it. So it's I would went to a lot of detail to try and match all that stuff up. And so for just little tiny moments in the, you know what I mean, it ended up being a 10 seconds of you saying one word, but it's I put a lot of time to it. Those were my favorite, just because I ended up feeling really good about how they sounded afterwards. Friday's episode. For anyone who hasn't seen it, I won't spoil anything. But the big surprise at the end of part 2. And
I'm sure everybody's. I mean,
all right, if you haven't seen it, plug your ears and go la la la. Yeah. But Sherwood comes back, and there's I got the guitar track for Sherwood's song and put it underneath that moment.
Yeah.
So it slowly starts to rise. So that was a super fun element.
Yeah.
I love that kind of stuff. Let's see here. Got some other questions coming in. Do you guys listen to other D&D podcasts?
I listen to
Friends at the Table?
Off and on.
Adventure Zone?
If the campaign's interesting, I'll listen to Friends at the Table.
Yeah. I love his intros.
Intros.
I love the way
Austin does an incredible job
intros
of
episodes. Oh my gosh.
Intros. And Jack, I love Jack's characters.
Yeah.
Adventure Zone, I listen to when I'm out of things to listen to.
I like them because they followed kind of a similar path to us, where it started out being just a goofy, dinky game.
Yep.
That ended up having some really serious turns happen later on that gave it a lot more depth. Mm-hmm. Their
new series that they're doing, where it's monster hunting.
Yeah.
I love that series so far.
It's cool. Bombardcast. I don't know if you guys ever heard of them. They're a blast. It's a band. It's a little I think they're a folk rock band kind of parody kind of thing. But they maybe parody is not the right word to use, but they every episode they play bards. They're all bards, and they're all double classed. So they all class as a bard and then another class.
Ooh.
And they're their drummer is this half orc gal whose drumsticks are 2 small hammers, light hammers.
Nice.
And it's a really fun group, and each episode they sing a song at some point.
Nice.
And super creative. I really like them. I haven't binged their content, but occasionally I jump in and just listen to a recent episode.
I really can't listen to D&D podcasts. I don't even listen to ours. I just
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, not for me.
Question: will you ever do a one-shot Intoxicated? That would be hilarious.
I don't think that's our thing.
Maybe one of our new characters can be a drunk.
Maybe just and that'll be just in character. We'll just be getting smashed every time we Yeah.
Deal.
All right. There's not a high likelihood that you'll ever see that for us. Not that none of us drink, but I don't think any of us enjoy getting plastered.
Yeah. Not anymore.
So, especially when you got to go home to like children, like after that, it's probably a different experience.
Yeah.
We just had a great game with Team Z.
Love DNZ.
Yeah. I also feel like, I don't know, I feel like the game would totally just break apart near the end if we're all drinking, all getting drunk. At some point, the game's just not even happening anymore. You're just listening to incoherent babbling from 5 different.
Yeah. Maybe like a one shot that'd be kind of funny, but
time that one right. It's a pretty regular thing though. There's a lot of D&D podcasts that's kind of their shtick is
really
they steadily get more and more drunk as the night goes on. Yeah.
Huh.
There's
How did you keep track of
Drunks
story?
and Dragons, Dungeons and Drunks, there's a Beer and Dragons or a lot of creative names out there, but yeah, there's a lot of podcasts with that kind of
drinking. We're just gonna drink.
Yeah. D&D UI, they were kind of, I think, the original arbiters of that.
Oh gosh.
Which is Dungeons and Dragons Under the Influence, if you didn't catch. They were actually one of the first D&D podcasts I ever found. Yeah. Shout out to D&D UI.
Shout out to them.
Yeah. We got about 4 minutes left. Any other thoughts, lads? Anything you'd like to share with Reed's absence?
No. This is it. I'm excited for you guys to listen to the final episode.
I am too. I think it's going to be really good.
Tell Josh to get it done early and release it early. I want to hear it.
I'm gonna try. I have to do like real world, not real world work, but like
no,
I have to do job stuff before I get to that.
This is the main job.
This is the job. Yeah. If you guys would like me,
if you guys would like him,
early, start supporting on higher levels on Patreon.
Support Josh's Patreon.
My Patreon, Josh edits Sneak Attack. His Patreon.
Question. You could just have a tier that's just called Josh.
That's the $100 tier.
Yeah,
just Josh.
And yeah, 5
just
people.
Joshing around.
Five people do. 5 people support that. We get the episodes the day of we're recording.
It's live. They're just live
episodes. Question: how much have you guys enjoyed us screaming over the last few episodes?
It's been great.
There's been so much fan response to the last couple episodes online. A lot of people like choosing to like comment on what the series has meant to them.
Mm-hmm.
It's been kind of neat.
Yep.
Yeah. We love it.
So you guys are great. You're the reason we've enjoyed doing this so much.
And why we're gonna do it again.
Yep. How long do you think our hiatus will be?
Couple years.
Couple years. Yeah. Your kids will be teenagers.
Be old.
Yeah. What do you think's gonna happen if like your kids like get old enough to start listening to this content? They listen back to you guys as like
I don't know.
Playing
weird.
D&D.
I mean, I put my kids to sleep at night with our podcast.
Do you really? I'm like, your little girl's gonna wake up and go, Dad, what's rapey mean?
Like, all right, that's enough.
What's rapey and why is it funny?
She would ask me that.
Be
Terrible.
Be the worst.
Oh man, cool. I think that's it for us. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hopping in and hanging out with us and for your awesome questions. We'll see you next month. Even though the podcast's done, the live stream's going to keep happening.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm going to try and do a better job giving you guys heads up when it's coming out.
Yeah.
Especially to any of you that are watching this after the live recording. but are in the Let's Talk tier. So, but yeah, keep an eye on the Patreon, because even though the podcast is done, this is not going to be done. We're going to keep doing more stuff and other things, special things. So keep your ears and eyes tuned to our Patreon and our website, I guess. And yeah, we'll look forward to it. We'll see you guys later. Peace.